Hello YouTube! I'm here to ask and answer a simple question. What is Build Jaina, and is it any good? Now, Build Jaina rose to prominence relatively recently with the buff of the Icefury Wand at level 7. It's kind of the capstone of the build, and I'll read it out now. Basic attacks against chilled enemies deal 50% more damage, and, importantly, lower the cooldown of your Blizzard, your W, by 1.25 seconds, doubled against enemy heroes. One of Jaina's core issues, if you will, is that she has to use her Blizzard in order for her to clear waves efficiently. If we're to take her to level 4, and we are to go into the enemy wave that is showing right over here, if I cast Blizzard on this wave coming up, we're not actually able to kill the ranged minions perfectly. For example, take a look at this ranged minion right here. You're going to note that it survives with just a smidge of HP, and that means Jaina has to clear the wave with an E. Because of this, Jaina's not going to have a W or an E for rotations, which means if you come into a fight, if you need to take a mercenary camp, if your tank finds a pick, the most you can really contribute to that kill is that piddly little Q, right? So Build Jaina wants to solve this problem by allowing us to be a little more proactive with the macro, a little more spammy, get more sustained damage, and in exchange for not having the Icy Veins that allows us to pump out spells back to back to back, but on a cooldown, we're able to do sustained throughput damage with the Blizzard. I'll tell you the build now. We're going to go for Lingering Chill at level 1, Arcane Intellect at level 4, Icefury Wand, of course, at 7, 10 Water Elemental, Ring of Frost is an option, level 13, Stormfront, almost always, increasing the range and the radius of Blizzard, level 16, we're going to go for the Root, Numbing Blast, and level 20, we're going to take Wintermute. Now, I'll go through the talents tier by tier by tier in just a moment, but I do want to talk about one really important point for you to consider. When you do hit level 5, your Jaina is instantly able to clear the wave with just one W. This means you can effectively freeze the wave by standing in front of it like this, drop a W, and this will perfectly clear the backline minions and leave the front line at just a smidge of HP for you to kill. Now, if you rotate out at this point in time, you will get the EXP from the last two minions as your ranged minions kill them. And then you're able to rotate out on your mount, be safe, right? One of the most important things about clearing waves is that we're able to do it quickly and without having to expose ourselves for an extended period of time. The longer you are standing there clearing the wave, the easier it is for Diablo to come out of the bush and smash you into the wall, right? And Jaina's not exactly a mobile hero, not until 20, and even then, not really, right? So it's very, very important for us to have that safety, to have that threshold, right? And at level 5, you are able to clear the wave just by doing this and walking away. And because we're not going to go for Fingers of Frost at level 1, you don't really have to worry about grabbing the globe either. This makes it really safe for those of you players in quick match or SL when we're in the less competitive modes where we perhaps can't depend on our teammates nearly as much. I'm going to take us up to level 13. I'm going to show you guys the difference between having Stormfront and not having Stormfront and how much this impacts the build in terms of how much area you can control. So before we pick up Stormfront, you're able to close a choke such as this one relatively easily by casting the W. And then if any heroes are chilled, you can simply throw your Q, your E, or your R, any of the three, and you can get your ability back by auto-attacking them. Now this is really useful into immobile tanks like the Garroshes and the Stitches. They aren't able to chase you efficiently, and it is very difficult for them to close the gap with you unless, of course, they hit the hook, or in Garrosh's case, the Q. It's really easy for you to kite these heroes for the most part, and if you put a Water Elemental directly in front of you, there's no way for the Stitches to hook you either, so you're in a lot of a safe position. Now right here, a lot of a safe position, that was interesting English, right? So you're able to reset pretty easily. I'm going to complete my quest so the dings stop going off, and then I'm going to quickly reset talent and do that again. At level 13, we're going to pick up Stormfront. So before Stormfront, this is the range and radius of our Blizzard. The inner circle is the radius of the Blizzard, and the range is the outer one, right? Once I pick up Stormfront, you're going to see this expand massively, right? So before we were only able to hit 2 of these target dummies, and now we're able to hit all 3 very, very easily. This also means we're able to close bigger and bigger chokes. We're able to control, for example, the entirety of the boss point. We're able to very easily hit all 4 of the bruisers. And, most importantly, we're able to completely close gates, like this, right? And then you can Q onto the nearby minion, press auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, and by the time your next Q comes back up, you should have your W available to do it again, right? This style, this slow sieging style, is extremely effective into teams that don't really understand how to deal with the fact that you're dealing sustained damage as a Jaina, because most people expect Jaina to be, you know, a nuclear mage. She explodes her entire cooldown rotation onto you with Icy Veins, and then she's kind of got a cooldown period where she's not doing too much, right? This build plays very, very differently. Now at level 16, we're going to pick up the root. The root is very interesting in that it allows us to lock down targets to keep them inside of our blizzard. So you apply the chill with the blizzard, and then we apply the root, which deals a buttload of damage, by the way. And then we can go back to casting our Ws, right? As simple as that. If you are on a target that is particularly far away, or if you want to use it to tank bruisers for you, you can use the water elemental to get that chill initially, right? And then you can use your ability rotation while the water elemental tanks for you, making it significantly safer and significantly easier for you to take mercenaries, for you to siege buildings, and importantly for you to one-on-one duel opponents. If you're good enough, you might be able to find a 1v2 if you're versus one particularly useless hero, and one particularly important hero that you're able to kite around in circles, like that Garrosh, like that Stitches, right, like that Kael'thas. Any hero that doesn't have teleportation or a significant ability to gap close, you're going to be able to destroy. And even the ones with mobility, because we have Stormfront, we're able to attack them from far enough away that we're able to remain relatively safe. And because Icefury Wand can work against non-hero targets, you can get your Blizzard back, even if you can't hit heroes. At 20, we're going to opt for Wintermute. This is a pretty simple button. It says Welly now copies your spells for 50% damage, and it also lasts, it doesn't last, it has a larger cast range of 50%. So if you see an enemy hero way over here straggling, right, we can pop W, we can pop our R, and then we can close the distance, pop our root, and then we can absolutely shred with our sustained damage throughput. So again, just to go through the entire build, we're going to opt for Lingering Chill, Arcane Intellect, Icefury Wand, Water Elemental, Stormfront, Numbing Blast, and finally Wintermute. Now, we can talk about some alternative talent options and why we may or may not take them. Number 1, at level 4, we have Arcane Intellect, which effectively says if you're able to hit chill targets with more spells or more auto attacks, you're going to get a lot of mana back. And while you're above 75% mana, you get a bonus 10% spell power. Now, the 10% spell power rarely matters beyond your initial salvo because you're probably going to dip below 75% pretty quickly, but it is nice to have. An alternative, however, is for us to take Frost Armor at level 4, paired with Fingers of Frost at level 1 to give us some mana restoration. Fingers of Frost says each regeneration globe you gather will increase your mana regeneration up to 2 additional mana regeneration per second. And if we click right here and we pull up the target description box, we can see right there, Jaina's base mana regeneration level 20 is 4.86. So that's about a 30% increase on our mana restoration, which makes it possible for you to cast about 1 extra ability rotation without really dipping too much into your mana pool. At level 4, Frost Armor, again, that we mentioned, could be paired with Fingers of Frost, so enemies that attack you are automatically chilled. This is incredibly useful against ranged heroes like the Sergeant Hammer, like the Vala, that are going to poke you from very far away. Once they auto attack you, they immediately get chilled, right? You got that 25% slow on them from a very large distance. You amplify any damage you deal to them by 50%, and that slow is going to last for 4 seconds, right? And that's quite a bit of time for you to potentially close the distance or set up your tank. At level 7, you only really have one option with this build. At level 10, we could offer Ring of Frost if you feel like you have good enough setup for it, or if you simply have the confidence to hit it raw by yourself with just the chill application, right? With a 25% slow, if you can get the angle just right, it is possible for you to hit the ring. At level 13, we really only have one option, Stormfront. I know Icy Veins is incredibly powerful and people absolutely adore the button, but Stormfront closing chokes is just unparalleled, right? It allows you to deal so much siege damage, so much pressure from so far away as well. It keeps you incredibly safe, and then you can simply, you know, chill a wall, chill a gate, chill a minion, chill a boss, and continue to spam out your Ws from far, far away and kind of long siege your opponents to death. And if you do get up close and personal into that melee, you've got that Welly to back you up, and importantly, you've got the Numbing Blast at 16, the root, to lock them down and finish them off. And then at 20, we're simply going to take Wintermute because it's the most powerful 20 there is, right? Deep Chill, incredibly effective. Your chill stacks up to 40%. Blink is useful in situations where you think you need to juke abilities or potentially gap close in order to kill things, but Wintermute will generally do the job of the latter better for you anyway because it will increase the cast range and cause it to mimic spells, dealing damage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys give this style of Jaina a try. You will find it to be quite powerful if you are able to keep up that sustained damage throughput, and it does solve a lot of difficulties Jaina has in rotational play, in taking mercenaries, and taking camps, and in really spiking earlier in the game. Instead of that Icy Veins power spike at 13, we're instead going to spike at level 7, and then we're just going to build on that concept from there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and you can catch me over at twitch.tv/ZaneHyde later today at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Otherwise, have a good one, and we'll see you later in the Nexus or something.